So today I am reacting to Hamza's video titled "No BS Advice to Look Like a Chad," and I will link to this video in the description below. And the reason why I am reacting to this video is because I want to look like a Chad, if I don't look already. I have said this multiple times on my channel that I want to be as attractive as possible. And people have asked me what my definition of a Chad is, and my definition isn't anything specific, like they have to have specific like facial features and stuff. But for me, a Chad is mostly someone that can attract the opposite gender. Like a Chad is a man whom multiple women are physically attracted to. And the reason why I want to become that is not just to get a girlfriend or whatever, but I believe there is some kind of like power to having a lot of people physically attracted to you. And most people are just gonna tell you, "Oh, this is not fulfilling, you are a shallow person. I am able to attract a lot of women and it is not fulfilling. It doesn't matter in life. How much women you attract is not gonna matter in the long run." And those people might be true, but when they are saying it, it comes across as some kind of cope. It comes across as them trying to tell me that I will never be that good looking because of some like genetic limitations. And so they try to be nice about it rather than tell me the harsh truth that you will never be that attractive. So they are just trying to tell me, you don't want to be that attractive anyway, so who cares about being attractive? It doesn't matter in life, you are shallow. And then comes Hamza with this video where he says, "I can make you that Chad that you want to become. It doesn't matter how horrible your genetics are. I can show you, I can get you to be exactly the attractive Chad that you want to be. You just have to do this, this, and this." And who do you think I will listen to? The one who doesn't seem to understand that being attractive was the only time when I genuinely felt happy and when I genuinely felt like my life had a meaning to it, or someone who can actually get me where I want to be. Maybe in the future I will realize that being a Chad is not a fulfilling thing in life, but for now I am obviously listening to the one who tells me how I can become exactly what I want to be, how I can get exactly what I want. And I have already watched this video once, and I think this is a very interesting video to see and react to, which is why I have decided to watch it again and react to once again. And sorry if you won't see any audio, because once again, I haven't figured out yet how to make like audio and reaction at the same time, so that you can see it. But like I said, I will link to this video in the description. Let's get started.
This is what I look like when I was 18 years old, and some of my more recent pictures.
It's sped up.
More like a Chad, an attractive man.
Yeah, this video, by the way, is sped up so that, yeah, this video was almost 1 hour long. I don't want to sit here for listen to a 1 hour video, so I have already seen it in normal speed, and you can watch it in normal speed, but for this video it's gonna be sped up.
This is what I look like when I was 18 years old, and some of my more recent pictures. In this video I'm going to help you to look more like a Chad, an attractive man. Let's first cover the halo effect. So the halo effect is like a psychological phenomenon where we treat attractive people better. It's just a brutal truth of the world. The halo effect basically means the more attractive you are, the better you will be treated by strangers, by family, in job interviews, on social media, receiving gifts, in promotions.
I'm not gonna deny that. One of the reasons why I want to be as attractive as possible.
So looks maxing is a niche, like a topic that's been getting super popular over the last few years. And I think for good,
you can say as much as you want. oh, you're shallow, being attractive is not fulfilling, but this is literally like one of the benefits of being attractive. Like, you get treated better.
If you become more attractive, more girls will be into you. You'll feel more confident. You'll grow more on social media. You'll get more respect from guys around you as well. The brutal truth is that you could have an amazing personality, but if you are not attractive enough to like catch the eye of a woman, you might just lose that opportunity entirely. Looks maxing unlocks love, which is fucking huge. Because look, in the modern day, dating is very heavily biased towards your looks because a lot of us will connect with other people.
Which is why I need to be a Chad.
So all of that is to say that your looks play a very important part in your life. Now I want to walk you through the TikTok boy to Chad transition, because this video specifically will have to look more like a Chad, like a guy in your like mid-20s. The TikTok boy look, I'll see if my editor Henry can show you a few. It's like, you know, these teenagers who go super viral on TikTok and Instagram, and they're always like clean shaven with gay cute little hair and everything. And that look does really well if you're a teenager. But in your 20s, it's time to look more like a Hollywood celebrity, like a Hollywood movie star, than it is to look more like a TikTok boy. So that's the golden rule. If you're like 13 to 18 years old and you want to look smacked, you should probably go more for that sort of TikTok boy look. When you're getting into your 20s, and especially if you're closer to your mid-20s, you want to go for more of that sort of masculine Hollywood movie star look. Let's see if we can get a picture of some of the masculine movie star looks like this. To be honest, I'm not a fucking faggot, so I don't really watch movies and stuff. But you probably can think of a few guys, like there's the guy who plays Thor, like he's big and masculine and whatever, and like he's women always say that that guy's super attractive. I forgot what his name is. But the other guys who play like Superman or whatever. You want to go for more of that.
Like Henry Cavill.
When you're in your 20s and you're still like a frail little female, little TikTok boy looking guy, you can still look kind of attractive, but the problem is then you start getting way less respect from men. When you're like a teenager, you look like that guy. But if you're in your mid-20s and you've got that lean, skinny boy, little, clean facial hair and the gay little hair, it's very hard to get respect from men when you look like that. So you want to try and find the balance where you can appeal to the male gaze in some sense, but you can also appeal to.
So apparently I look like a TikTok boy right now in my 20s. When I was a teenager, the sad thing is I did not even look like a TikTok boy. I literally looked like a preschooler when I was a teenager. Which means that I simply age slower. I am like a late bloomer, which means that when I hit my 30s, I will probably look like the average man in his 20s. So I might become a Chad in my 30s.
The female gaze as well, and that's more of that movie star look, where you're a bit bigger, you've got more muscle, you've got a bit more hair and rugged kind of masculinity. That mostly means that you're going to have a more masculine look compared to the TikTok boy. So imagine if we took a TikTok boy and we made him 5-10 years older, we added some facial hair, maybe made his hair look like less gay, and added another 10-20 pounds of muscle, and even maybe a little bit more fat as well, but then way more hair across the body. That would look like a prime, like young man who's super, super attractive to all kinds of women. So the biggest tip I want to give you just in this section is, if you want to date the modern girls who use TikTok, then go for the TikTok boy look. If you don't want to date retards who use TikTok, then don't go for that look. I'm telling you right now, the girls who are attracted to that TikTok boy look are the girls who are literally like fucking brain dead and they use TikTok and all their life is on social media. Which I know right now, many guys watching this will be like, like that's like everyone my age. No, there's actually quite a lot of girls and people who don't really use social media that much. And when you don't use social media that much, you won't conform to the same sort of beauty standards as everyone else, which means that the TikTok boy look is very niche for you to attract the kind of girls who actually use TikTok and see those guys popping off on the algorithm. So if you want the modern day fucking liberal, woke TikTok girl, then yeah, go for that look. But I'm telling you, outside of the internet, there's a lot of good quality women who are more attracted to the universal, just attractive sign in a man, which is a bit of masculinity, size, strength, and everything that we'll cover here in this guide for you. So let's talk about muscle mass, which is one of the most important parts of looking more attractive. You want to build the aesthetic body like the Hollywood movie star body. The dad bod is a lie. I don't know if you remember, like a few years ago, girls used to talk all the time about the dad bod and they'd share pictures. The truth is, most girls are fucking retards when it comes to like dad bod. Like, girls think a dad bod, when they show pictures of what a dad bod is, it's literally a guy who's fucking masculine as fuck. He's dominant, and he's actually got a great amount of muscle. He goes to the gym every day. It's just that he's like peak bulk right now, and he's like 20% body fat. Girls think that's a dad bod. The real dad bod, like, you know, the body that fathers have, is like this weird fucking gyno, wide hip, low testosterone kind of look. Don't you ever believe this bullshit that like not needing to work on your physique is fine because girls like guys who are out of shape or something. That's completely not fucking bullshit. Girls like guys who have got a pretty fucking high level of muscle mass, and it's just that the preference for them changes based on your body fat percentage. So we'll talk about body fat percentage.
I'm going to the gym for a reason.
Probably the single biggest thing you can do in your looks maxing journey. Building the aesthetic body is like one of the biggest ways to change how you look. And here's an interesting debate. How much muscle should you build? If we're just talking about looks maxing, how much muscle is enough? And here's the weird answer I'm going to give you. More. Every year, the answer to the question of like how much muscle is optimal for looks maxing, every year the answer is going to be more. Think about why. The level of muscle needed for you.
Okay. Yeah, this is why I keep going to the gym. But like, the tragic part is that even despite me going to the gym like on a regular basis, not only am I not making any progress with weight, people don't even believe that I am going to the gym. Like on my videos, I receive a lot of comments telling me that I should start going to the gym. They don't realize I am already going to the gym. Which is probably because which must mean that I have the worst genetics in the world. And so the only way for me to build more, like Hamza says, is by hopping on the juice. But I don't want to do that because it's unnatural. I don't want to be that guy that has to take HRT for the rest of his life. I'm trying to have a good diet, a good sleep. I'm currently trying to focus a lot on like low weight, high reps, low weight for high reps. And I try to go like until failure, until I am physically unable to perform another rep, because that is what builds hypertrophy. This is how you build muscle, so I am currently trying to go for that.
Your looks max will keep going up every year. Why? Because more guys are getting into the gym and learning these specific principles to make more muscle. Like I went to the gym 10 years ago. I swear to God, there was no one else my age who was going to the gym seriously. It was always like the middle-aged fucking black guy who was jacked in the gym, and then like just all the fucking normal guys who were just in shit shape, just doing like mindlessly on the machines or something. There's a few people like me and some of these fitness influencers, Sam Sulek, who've got millions of young people in the gym. That means the competition's harder. That means that the standard, the sort of barrier for your physique looking quite exceptional and attractive is going to go higher because now more guys have already got the V-taper and the delts and whatever. That's one thing. So more guys are going to the gym, which means that more muscle will make you stand out more. You still don't need to be big fucking bodybuilder, Sam Sulek kind of size, but whatever muscle was needed 5 years ago for peak attractiveness is not the case anymore. But the interesting thing is also too, more girls are going to the gym, and you can imagine this is just a complete simple fact. When a girl goes to the gym and she gets into this culture and she's surrounded by guys who go to the gym and who are muscular and she's muscular too, she's going to want a guy who's got more muscle. So more guys are going to the gym, more girls are going to the gym, which means that you need to have more and more muscle to have the level of attractiveness that you have from it today. If that makes sense. Basically, there's like physique inflation. A lot of people are talking about this on Instagram. For you to look like jacked and quite outstanding a few years ago, you just needed to be like, like a couple of years of muscle with like pretty shitty genetics and being fairly lean, and you'd stand out amongst the masses. These days, if you don't have like the perfect V-taper, it's like, whatever. There's tons of fucking guys who do. And the final reason why you're going to need more and more muscle is because of the brutal truth of dating in the modern world through the internet. There's a guy with the perfect 10 out of 10 physique who's messaging a girl that you want. These fitness influencers, these chads, these like red pill guys that you see on Instagram, because of the internet, they can message the girl that you want in your hometown. All these fitness influencers, you see them when they're all jacked and they're sexy making the thirst traps. You think these guys aren't fucking like a lot? You think they make these thirst traps just for fucking content? What this means is the competition is higher, the barrier to success is higher. There's more girls who are in the gym, which means that they're perfect.
The reason why you now have those like Instagram influencers who raise the competition up is because they have way better genetics than everyone else and they take steroids. So basically, in order to compete, you have to have good genetics and take steroids. But I hope Hamza elaborates here, because this video is, after all, titled "No BS Advice to Look Like a Chad." If having good genetics really was the answer to be Chad, then Hamza would just flat out say, you cannot look like a Chad if you don't have the best genetics, because this is supposed to be no BS. And maybe that's what he says, but from what I remember, this video basically tells how everyone can become like Chad. So Hamza is giving out hope to everyone. So let's see what he says, how you can become Chad, even though you don't have the best genetics that allow you to have like that perfect physique very easily.
Preference will be more like guys who've got more muscle, substantially bigger than that. The final thing is, we just live in a very modern world where it's completely fine to message someone who isn't even in your city, which means this globalization of the dating market also increases the sort of barrier to success in dating and sex. So all that to say, the amount of muscle that you need for peak attractiveness will keep going up every year. So the lesson for you is you have to take this journey seriously, because the ideal physique 5 years ago was way smaller than the ideal sort of aesthetic, like looks maxing physique today. And today's physique, I promise you, remember what I'm saying, because not many people have been picking up on this. I guarantee, that sort of perfect aesthetic physique, I guarantee that will be like kind of small 2 years from now, and you'll see women way more attracted to a guy who's even bigger 1, 2, and basically every year from now. So you want to build an aesthetic body, but that's different from just going to the gym and building muscle. You know how a load of guys go to the gym and they build muscle and they say the gay fucking pathetic thing, which is like, yeah, I went to the gym to get girls, but now only guys compliment me. You've heard that, like, guys say that before, right? And that's because they created their physique to appeal to the male gaze. They did like stupid, like basically all the workout routines you see online are pretty fucking retarded. They did all these like strong lifts, heavy training kind of workouts that built muscle that just doesn't even look aesthetic. Like they don't have that fucking sexy model V-taper kind of look. They've got pretty good muscle, but they don't look like sexy because of it. You probably can think of a few guys you've seen in your life. Imagine like the middle-aged guy in the gym, or a few guys you know who they've got quite a lot of size, but you can imagine girls don't.
I believe this is why I, at the very moment, I have stopped focusing on all those like compound lifts, like bench press, deadlift, and squat, which build overall strength. I am currently focusing more on like what is it called? Isolating exercises. I'm trying to do like the upright row, this one where you have a machine and you like pull it down. I am focusing on face pulls, like shoulder press, some rows, because this is like for the aesthetic.
Find it sexy for some reason. Why is that? It's because their workout routine was optimized for the male gaze, not for the female gaze. That's what you need to change. And so, there are 7 muscles that if you prioritize them in your workout routine, your physique will appeal more to the female gaze and you'll be more attractive. And what's interesting about these 7 muscles is, for most of these muscles, you'll basically never hear a girl say, yep, that's the muscle that she's attracted to. Because, let's be honest, most girls, even girls who go to the gym, they don't really know what they want. Right? If you ask most girls, what's the most attractive muscle? They'll say, like, my fucking biceps, just because it's the one muscle they can really think of, like biceps and chest, whatever. No, barely any girl's going to tell you the upper chest or the lateral delt, because that's very specific. That doesn't mean that those muscles aren't attractive, they fucking are. But it's just to say, like, whenever it comes to dating and attraction, listen to the guy who's been with girls rather than the girls themselves, because they've got no fucking clue what they're actually into. So yeah, it sounds demeaning, degrading, whatever, it's just the truth. The 7 aesthetic muscles are the ones that will make your upper body shaped like this. So you can probably guess what they are. From the top down, they are neck, upper traps, upper chest, lateral delts, lats, biceps, and abs. These muscles, if you train them a bit more than usual.
I have gotten a lot of flack on my channel for my neck. Like, people have been absolutely brutal towards my neck and they could not leave my poor neck alone, which is why I am desperately trying to fix it. I have been trying to do like all the Mike Tyson exercises for a bigger neck, but I just ended up wanting to throw up for the rest of the day when I did those exercises in the morning. So now I am focusing more on like lats and traps. So now I am focusing more on the, once again, upright row and rows and like face pulls and stuff. And I am desperately trying to go as hard as possible so that I can look better. Like summer is coming and I want to have like a beach body this summer. But if I cannot get bigger, if this neck cannot get bigger because of horrible genetics, then I will tie a rope around it because that's what the neck will deserve.
Will create that, that sexy look in a physique. But the interesting thing is most guys have workout routines that actually prioritize other muscles, actually deprioritize these. For example, in basically every workout routine online, the triceps are prioritized more than the biceps, but the biceps are way more attractive. In most workout routines online, the lower chest, it's basically the same muscle, but like the way you hit it, like flat bench press is prioritized in most workouts instead of incline bench press. Most workouts don't even include fucking lateral raises, which is fucking ridiculous because that's like how you get that sort of like this shape in your shoulder. Most workouts don't even include.
No, I am also trying to do lateral raises.
The lower back, which will actually make your sort of core look a bit thicker, which ruins a bit of the sort of the V-taper that we're going for. Basically, all this to say, most workout routines that you'll find on the internet will not build an aesthetic body. If they did, every guy who goes to the gym would be jacked like one of those like sexy model-looking guys. But most guys don't have a physique like that because to build that kind of physique, you need a very, very particular workout routine that prioritizes those muscles. Basically, the muscles I just covered. You think about the exercises that hits those muscles and do more sets for them. What I've just covered is super autistic advice, which exact fucking muscle will appeal to the female gaze, and that's the kind of knowledge that's inside one of my.
So first of all, he is telling you to skip leg day, and second of all, I need you to understand that all those like, when it is very recently that I decided to focus less on the compound movements in the gym and focus more on all those like lats, delts, and traps. It is very recently, which is probably why I look fucking horrible, which is why I look like someone who doesn't lift, because according to Hamza, I have been lifting the wrong way, which is why I look like a faggot. So I recently changed my like gym workout routine so that I can, because back then I was like insecure about being small. I wanted to be as big and strong as possible, so that's what I was training for. Now I am instead training more for like aesthetics.
Programs in the library of honest. It's basically like Netflix for self-improvement, and one of the programs is called Aesthetic Body Course. If you want like a full hours and hours and hours training of me walking through how to build that sexy physique that appeals to the female gaze, that's linked basically top link in the description. You can go and enjoy. The second thing you can do for your looks maxing journey is to get to 10 to 12% body fat. So that's like a pretty specific goal, and the truth is you won't really really know what exact percentage body fat you're on. Most people are not really like guessing at it or whatever. But that being the case, 10% is when you'll start to look pretty fucking shredded as like a normal guy. You'll have a very, very clear, like sort of flat looking abs with that sort of bulge of like a little lower belly fat around it. 12% you'll look like that, but maybe there's a bit less definition. For most guys, this level of body fat is actually way leaner than they're actually comfortable with. So you need to just figure out what kind of guy you are. There's like two types of guys. One type of guy, maybe 10 to 20% of the population, were guys who were just naturally really fucking lean to begin with. And for them, gaining weight is the hard thing. For them, like these guys have had like a six-pack in high school, you know, like the skinny boy six-pack. If you're one of these guys, you're probably already close to 10.
He is attacking me on a personal level. He's talking about me.
Most other guys, where let's say in high school before you went to the gym, you had a bit of a sort of podgy stomach. You had a bit of like, you know, like a fucking ugly girl's physique. You know what I mean? Like she's got like, you had a bit of the hips, you had a bit of titty mass and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I was like this, and those guys would actually agree. You had a bit of like this podgy stomach. If that's you, this is the philosophy I want you to have. For you to get to 10 to 12% body fat is going to be a pretty fucking significant act of discipline. You're not going to get there randomly. You're not going to just randomly be there. You're not just going to cut for a few weeks and be there. You're not just going to eat intuitively and get there. You've got to track all of the fucking things you eat. Because basically, the way that guys like us who usually aren't this lean, whatever message our brain sends us to eat, you know, when it says, okay, you're hungry, eat this much, whatever, that's what got us to a pretty high body fat percentage all of our lives. What that means is it will be a pretty big uphill battle. Like, it will literally feel like a full-time job for you to get as lean as you need to looks max. For a certain number of guys, they'll just be there easily and they don't have to think about it. But for most of the guys watching this, if you're anything like me and you're a bit more like podgy, like not like fat, but you weren't like one of those skinny kids with a six-pack in high school, which is most guys, I'm telling you right now, it's going to feel like a full-time job for you to get and stay this lean. And it is still worth it because being lean when you've got a pretty decent amount of muscle mass is one of them.
There is like a free station close to where I live where I have seen like you can measure your body fat percentage. I don't know how reliable it is, but I have to give it a try whenever I have time, so that I have a better understanding of my own body fat percentage. Because I tend to overestimate myself. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm 10%. I'm even in single digit. Maybe I'm like 13% or even more.
The best thing you can possibly do to look more attractive for your physique, because then your physique will take the very aesthetic shape. Your waistline becomes slimmer, but when you keep training hard, you'll really have that V-taper look, and all your muscles will be way more defined. The clothes will fit better and everything. You'll lose that last little bit of like the bulging stomach, which is just so unaesthetic. Even though girls like to pretend like the dad bod look is really attractive, I'm telling you right now, no girl fantasizes about a guy with a bloated stomach fucking them. I'm telling you right now, the girls who talk about a guy with higher body fat percentage are usually just insecure and they're almost projecting their insecurities. All women want a guy who's got a six-pack, and when he's fucking them, his six-pack is like contracting and expanding. That's what girls are just
He's talking about.
attracted to. It's only when they're
He's talking about future me. Hopefully.
So that's when they're like, yeah, I like a guy who's not disciplined with this guy. Yeah, because I'm not, because I'm a fat bitch, and so I want a guy who's a fat motherfucker as well. We can be fat together. That's when the girl tells you, yeah, I don't really want a jack guy. I don't want a guy who's got a six-pack. What she really means is, I'm undisciplined. I'm a fucking loser, and I want a guy who's a fucking loser too. Not because he's the most attractive guy possible, but because he's probably the best guy I can get. You'll never go wrong with having a six-pack. Now, of course, you can be too shredded, but for most guys watching this, that's not going to be a concern. For most guys watching this, it's going to be too high body fat percentage. That's the concern. How do you lose body fat? Look, I've tried all of the different ways, the different diets. Intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, different like no carbs, carnivore, keto, high carb, bodybuilding, protein around the clock. I've tried all of the different ways. And I'm telling you right now, because I've been on this journey for 10 years straight, I'm telling you there's only one way that I've ever lost body fat and been lean like consistently. There's only one method that works, at least for me. Track everything you eat. It doesn't matter how many meals a day I eat. It doesn't even matter what diet I'm on, like high carb, low carb, carnivore, keto. It doesn't matter. As long as I use one of those apps where you track everything and you just put everything you eat in there and you just hit the number, that's when I lose weight perfectly. Like if I want to lose a pound a week, I lose a fucking pound a week. If I don't do that and I'm sure that I'm in a calorie deficit because I'm only eating once a day, or I don't even eat carbs, I just eat eggs and meat, and you know it's like pretty hard to have a lot of calories with that. It doesn't fucking matter. I basically maintain my weight unless if I track everything I eat. So you've got to go get the scale, you've got to get one of these apps and just fucking track it. One tip I'll give you is I seem to get the best results when I actually don't track macros, which is so interesting. I don't track macros because the moment I do that, that's when it's like extra restrictive compared to like let's say it's 5 p.m. and I want to eat this thing, and I'm like, oh no, but I need to eat this thing which has got carbs or fats, or you know, I need to eat something else. That's what makes it really hard. When I just track calories, it makes it super easy because let's say calories are like 2.5k, then it's like just fucking whatever you want to eat, just put it in, that's it, and you will lose weight. Especially if you eat a pretty high protein diet as well, as you should do. Awesome. The moment I look at macros and I start looking at carbs and fats, that's when it gets so much more complicated and more restrictive for me because I'm like, oh man, like I've got this awkward.
I mean, it's all about calories.
It's just fat meal now, or you know, just something stupid like that, and that's when it gets too complicated.
It's like Greg Doucette says, calories in, calories out. So that's what you have to be tracking. So, of course, that's why.
Calories, but also make sure that your protein is. So I track calories and protein, but I don't track protein autistically because I just have a high protein diet. I eat like 10x every day just because it makes my dick really fucking hard. It's a side point. I'm telling you, my management like this. I'm telling you right now, just as a second point, if you want the erections of like when we were teenagers, just fucking believe me, 10 eggs a day, not 8, not 6, not 12. I don't know why, but I swear to God, exactly 10 eggs a day with yolk. Don't be a fucking pussy. What the fuck is this egg white bullshit? With yolk, 10 eggs a day, 600 calories. It's not even that much. 10 eggs a day. I promise you, you will struggle to sleep because your cock will be fucking like just. I'm telling you right now, just I don't know if it's about the calories, the fats, whatever it is, but 10 eggs a day makes my dick fucking hard. So that's my secret technique, by the way. Now the reason why we want to get so lean.
I am already there, and I don't eat 10 eggs a day whatsoever. I don't think it is realistic to hit exactly 10 eggs a day. I don't do that, and still I am hard all the time, and it sounds pretty sus. So I believe this is like very individual. I guess for Hamza it only works when he eats 10 eggs a day. Maybe for you it only works if you eat 9 eggs a day or 11 eggs a day, and for me it works all the time.
10 to 12%. One, it gives us the sexy, the six-pack, whatever. Two, because, sometimes when you're not in the gym with the good lighting and the pump, and you've ate some food, you kind of like bloat up and you don't look as good, you almost want to get so lean. Like 10% is pretty fucking lean, especially for most guys. You want to get so lean because even then, when you don't have a pump and you've ate some food and you're about to like, take some pictures for the day, you're going to go for a walk in the sun, shirtless or whatever, and you're going to maybe meet a girl, you want it so that when you're a little bit bloated and you've ate your food for the day, it's 6 p.m. and you're about to go on a date with a girl, you still look fucking lean. So I'm right now a little bit fatter than this right now. I'm maybe about 14%, 15% body fat. The problem is, if in the gym with the good lighting, when I'm fasted or I haven't eaten too much, my body looks lean, I look awesome. I actually look like the right amount of leanness, probably about 12% with good lighting and stuff. The problem is, at 4 p.m. after I've ate everything and I'm about to go meet a girl and I'm about to have sex, I'll notice like my stomach is like actually bulging a bit more because I ate more food. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting because like you look different body fat percentages based on the time of the day, the lighting, the pump, and how much food you ate. So that's why I'd say it's better to err on the side of looking like you're almost too shredded in the gym, because your natural level in most lighting without the pump and everything will make you look like the right level of leanness throughout the day, if that makes sense.
I need to get more lean.
Kind of look too shredded, too lean.
I need to get
the right amount of
more lean. I need to get shredded.
That's the weird tip I'll give you. So if you're getting lean and you go to the gym once and you look like you're pretty skinny and you notice your carbs, your ankles, your forearms look pretty skinny, you're like, oh man, like this is not too lean, whatever. Wait till you get home, you don't have any pump, and you're just about to go into the shower and you'll be like, oh shit, this is like the perfect level of leanness. You just will look too lean in the gym because of those things, like the pump and the lighting, if that makes sense. So it's not just your body that benefits from being lean in terms of looks maxing. One of the biggest advantages is with your face. When you get lean, especially when you don't eat like a bodybuilder. I'll tell you how to eat in a second, but when you don't eat like a bodybuilder, when you don't eat like an athlete, which is weird, I'll tell you something really weird. When you don't eat like basically 99.999% of people, and you're lean, your face will look so fucking angular. Like you'll have the high cheekbones and like the hollow cheeks and everything. That comes from one,
looks pretty angular.
Foods you eat. So being in a calorie deficit is important to lose the weight. But I'm telling you right now, your face looks different based on what you eat. And when you eat high carbs, which is like a bodybuilder style thing, rice and pasta, you get a bit of that Asian look, the Chinese kind of look in their face, which is a bit of like puffiness with brown people. Like how many fucking brown people have you seen with a sort of white person angular face? Almost none of them, right? Most brown people, most Asians, like, and yellow people, most of us have just got such shitty facial looks, and it's not genetics. It's because we eat like puffy kind of carbs that make your face just look so rounded and unaesthetic. And most brown guys, Indians, Pakistanis, our food is just so bloating.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid eating carbs and eating as much protein as possible, but the problem is that I live with my parents because housing is expensive here, and so usually I am forced to eat whatever my parents buy, and the food that they buy, and they tend to buy a lot of high calories. I mean carbs. Like they typically buy like high carb and fat food, and I tend to complain. I'm like, I need more protein. I need to avoid carbs. I try to be good looking, but for like in the beginning of this year, I am also at fault myself because, like I said, I was insecure about being small, being like a small sized man, like a midget. So I tried to desperately get as big as possible. So I was eating as many calories as possible. So I was eating like cookies, a bunch of like chocolate cookies, because they are high carbs, and I was trying to bulk. And I believe that is why I gained weight and I looked fat, I looked overweight, and people have pointed out on my channels that I need to lose body fat. So now I basically stopped eating the chocolate cookies. I am instead trying to focus more on protein. I am typically buying like the home, what is it called? Prepared, like in my store, in the shops I go to, there are like pre-made chicken. You have like small pieces of chicken, and I just remove the box and I just eat them like on the fly. It's like pure chicken with nothing else, and I like eating it without any bread, just pure chicken, because that just protein, raw protein, and like almost no carbs. But the problem is that it's just expensive. It's like my parents typically complain when I spend a lot of money on like chicken and no bread. They are like, you have to eat it with bread. I would also like to have the. I also wish I could have the luxury of only eating chicken, of only eating sausages, but we cannot afford it. We have to eat it with something else so that we can feel full, satiated. We need carbs. So like when I am at home, I am forced to eat whatever my family prepares for me. But when I buy my own food, I try to buy like as much protein as possible and as little carbs as possible. Like I could survive without carbs easily if I wanted to. Subscribe to this channel. Help me get enough subscribers so that I could get monetized for this channel, so that I can afford moving out and buying my own food, so that I can eat strictly protein and like almost no carbs, so that I can afford it. I need to make money. I need to get out of the hood. Please help me out. Subscribe to this channel. That would be greatly appreciated. I will do my best to repay you if you subscribe. So he says something interesting here.
How many fucking brown people have you seen with this sort of angular face? Almost none of them, right? Most brown people, most Asians, and yellow people, most of us have just got such shitty facial looks, and it's not genetics. It's because we eat like puffy kind of carbs that make your face just look so rounded and unaesthetic. Like most brown guys, Indians, Pakistanis, our food is just so bloating that it's so unaesthetic. But there's so many white guys who have like this fucking angular caveman warrior look to their face. I promise it's not genetics. I started getting this myself, like in 2024 when I started eating like a prime white man. Guess what I started eating? Eggs and steak. No fucking non-bread fucking brown people food. I'm telling you, it's so unaesthetic. Brown people food, all the curries with the spices and stuff, I'm telling you, that shit makes your face look worse, even at the same body fat percentage, calories, whatever. The same for the Asian type of food, the Southeast Asian with the rice and the spices and the bread and all these things. Literally, you know how white people eat, like a prime white person? He'll have a fucking steak on his plate and...
Yeah, curry, eating too much curry makes you a curry cell, I guess. But, like, I think this is very interesting to hear, and I think there is some truth to it. Like, there is this black pill belief that the, like, white European race is the most attractive, and that if you are like an Indian or Asian guy, then you are less attractive. You can only date women that are also Asians or also Indians, and that if you are white, you can basically date whoever you want. And this black pill belief makes a lot of Indians and Asians feel hopeless about themselves. And so this is very interesting to hear, that your attractiveness has nothing to do with like the skin color and your ethnicity. It has all to do with like the food you are eating. And it makes sense, because one of the reasons why I always thought I was attractive was because I am white and I have blue eyes, which is like attractive features in a man, I guess. But recently I started realizing that I am not as attractive as most white guys. Like, I used to think that I could easily become a passport bro, that I could easily attract like Asian women or Latinas because I am white, and that I could easily outcompete like Asian men and Latinos. Like, I kind of used to think that, but then I realized that because in my university, I met a lot of like Asian girls, I met Latinas and stuff, and none of them really seemed attracted to me, and I was like, what is happening? But I am a white guy. And this makes so much sense. Now I understand that the reason why the like white Western Europeans are considered like the attractive ethnicity has nothing to do with ethnicity or genetics. It has mostly to do with the fact that white people tend to eat like all the boring food that you might imagine. But I am a white person who ate chocolate cookies, while every other white person was eating boring food, which is why I looked horrible despite being white and despite having blue eyes, which is why I recently changed that and now I stick more to eating boring food. And Hamza, he is like Pakistani. So he is technically, he looks like he's supposed to look like an Indian, but he is really attractive. And when you look at, if you can find photos of how he looked like when he was a teenager, he looked just like any other Pakistani or any other Indian. He looked stereotypical. But now when he is like in his 20s, now he looks super attractive. Now he looks like a Chad. So there has to be some truth to it, that it has nothing to do with genetics. It has all to do with like the food you are eating. So it's actually something good to hear, so that if you are watching this, if you are like an Indian curry cell, you think no woman is ever going to be attracted to you because you are Indian and women are only attracted to like white men or black men, literally just start eating boring food. Stop eating all the like spices and start eating like simple meat, protein, no carbs, and you will look like Hamza. Okay, what he's saying something interesting here also.
Brown people food, all the curries with the spices and stuff, I'm telling you, that shit makes your face look worse, even at the same body fat percentage, calories, whatever. The same for the Asian type of food, the Southeast Asian with the rice and the spices and the bread and all these things. Literally, you know how white people eat, like a prime white person? He'll have a fucking steak on his plate and nothing else. Like, that's fucking insane for brown people. It's like, wait, what? Your mother's gonna be pissed off at you for even suggesting this because we're used to.
My mother is pissed off whenever I do this. Like, usually I will sound so fucking ungrateful, I'm sorry, but sometimes when she gives me like salad, I am like, I want protein, and she's like, this is protein, and I'm like, no, I want steak, I want big ass steak. The problem with steak is just that it's so expensive. Like, you cannot afford having steak every day. I wish I could have steak every day.
Use this fucking like it and nothing else. Like, that's fucking insane for brown people. It's like, wait, what? Your mother's gonna be pissed off at you for even suggesting this because we're used to this fucking like cock food basically. There's a conspiracy theory, by the way, for the Indians watching this, that the white man came over and he bastardized a lot of the religious textbooks to make the Indians believe that meat was actually against their religion when it wasn't. And the same thing with for the Sikhs as well, for anyone with the last name Singh. There's a conspiracy theory to show that when the British took over, they convinced many different cultures that meat was forbidden in their religion, and they manipulated the sort of text of like the religious textbooks or whatever to prove their point. Because if you were going to take over a country and you had to keep their men alive, you would not give them steak. Think about it. If you were going to like, imagine you captured a guy and he's your prisoner and you have to keep him alive and you want him to be basically like a slave for you, you still want him to like kind of operate in the world. You would not feed him steak and eggs. Those are foods of fucking revolution. Those are foods of strength. Those are like conqueror foods. You would not feed like let's say we're fucking Mongols or some shit and we've captured some.
Yeah, I try to eat as much of conqueror food as possible. I try to eat like eggs, steak, chicken, like I already mentioned, and stuff like that. And here is the thing that a lot of people don't understand about boring food. Like, usually people say like chicken, rice and broccoli in like a negative connotation, that this is boring food. I don't understand where the problem is. If I could only eat chicken, rice and broccoli, I would personally like have no problem with that. I mean, I don't believe, to be fair, I don't believe in like going too strict. I think you should be allowed to like have cheat meals as long as you do in moderation. But like for the majority of your diet, if I had like chicken, rice and broccoli, I would not really complain. Because here is what people fail to understand about boring food. Sure, boring food might not be very interesting, it might not be very tasty, but when you eat it, you feel like this conqueror, you feel like a king, you feel so powerful, you feel like an alpha male. And so you still have a good experience when you eat boring food. You don't get this experience when you eat like all the food with like artificial sweeteners, artificial flavoring because you want it to taste extra good. Which is why I believe, no offense, I believe that I will become Chad. I will be that a top tier attractive man. Not because I have some genetics, some like unfair advantages. It's simply because I understand, I appreciate the beauty of simple, boring food that most people just fail to understand. And so I want you to understand how amazing this like boring food, just like eggs, just meat, and like almost no salad is. Like people sometimes make fun of me because I am like able to eat boring food. I have been eating cookies like for the last few months because I was trying to bulk. But when I am trying to cut, I'm currently like eating boring food. Like this breakfast. Guess what I had for breakfast today? It was like oatmeal without any milk. People would get like freaked out by just imagining this. I had like no problem. I literally enjoyed eating like imagine like cornflakes. It was like, what was it? Yeah, like oatmeal, like oat with no milk, no yogurt, nothing. Just like plain simple food. I like to keep food simple because I understand how amazing it is. Like you feel like this natural prime animal beast when you eat it. I wish more people could understand the beauty of it, but people don't understand the beauty of it, and this is why people don't look like Chads. And I am able to enjoy this, which is why I am on my way to become Chad.
Those are foods of strength. Those like conqueror foods. You would not feed like let's say we're fucking Mongols or some shit, and we've captured someone. You would not feed him the same fucking horse meat and horse blood that we eat because we know that makes us strong. We would feed him fucking what? Brown people food.
Why is he dissing Mongols? He doesn't realize that the Mongol Empire was a thing. I think Genghis Khan was eating the like conqueror food, and he was feeding this like poor man's food for like his prisoners. Not this Mongols, man.
Fucking what? Brown people food, grains, fucking chickpeas, and fucking all this like peasant food. Basically, we feed him this brain fuck food. I know this is a weird point for me to make, but I promise you, I know that this is one of the truths of the world. There is peasant food and there's like this fucking conqueror food. And I'm telling you, conqueror food is steak and eggs and meat and fruit. That it doesn't matter. Like I know this is a weird point, but the calories, the macros, those things does not fucking matter. If you eat more steak and eggs, your face will look more attractive. The more of this fucking non-bread, fucking chickpea, vegetable bullshit that you eat, that your parents are telling you, but regardless, but protein, fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. The more of that you eat, even if you eat the right calories, you'll look more like a fucking Indian who's got like a bloated face with a shit facial beard, facial hair. And he's kind of lean, but he's got like a fat pregnant stomach anyway. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, how many fucking white people do you see with a fat pregnant stomach? Way, way less than the like, especially if they eat the actual cultural food and not like ultra processed food. But what's interesting is a lot of Indian Pakistani people, they don't eat that much ultra processed food. They eat their own home cooking, which should be like it should bring you to peak health because it's not ultra processed modern day bullshit. But I'm telling you, that kind of vegetable, non-bread, rice type of bullshit, I'm telling you, will not give you that angular face. The more meat you eat, the angular your face will be. I promise. I know that you'll say, no, it's calories, it's calorie deficit, body fat percentage. I know that that's what the science is.
So bad news for vegetarians and especially vegans.
Calories or anything like that doesn't matter if eating meat gives you 200 kilograms of protein. I promise you.
Yeah, I enjoy meat.
With the more meat you eat, especially
I enjoy eggs.
Like chicken, but more alpha male meat like beef. I promise you. I know I sound like a fucking retard.
Oh,
but you give it a try for 3 months.
He dissed chicken. He called chicken beta male food, so I need to eat more steak. But the problem is that steak is expensive. So, subscribe to my channel so that I can afford more steak. I will repay you. I might ship some steak to you if I get rich. If you help me become rich. Thank you so much.
And you'll literally look at your face and go, holy shit. It looked like my face was like a fucking warrior's face. Holy shit. Like the shape of your fucking skull changes. I swear to God. Let's talk about facial hair. So basically just like your beard. What's the most attractive beard length? Is it like being clean shaven? Is it maybe a little bit of stubble or quite a lot of stubble? Or is it like the big masculine beard? It's actually right about the middle with what's called dark stubble, which most guys will get anywhere from about 1 to 2 weeks after they've shaved. I'll see if my editor can show a picture of this. This is what quite a lot of the celebrities in Hollywood have. You know, like the sort of mature man who's in the office and he fucks a few with like the female co-workers, and they've all got like, they don't have beards, but they're not clean shaven, but it's like they shaved like a week ago.
I think this is like how I look like right now, because I shaved like 2 weeks ago. So I think this is how I look, right?
That's the look you want to go for. You're not clean shaven, you don't actually shave. You don't grab the beard trimmer with none of the little cap on it and just do it empty like that. On most beard trimmers, this would probably be about the 3mm or so kind of length, 3 to 4 kind of length. You let it grow out for a few weeks and then just basically every morning, just very quickly, just go over the bald it with like 3mm. Now, of course, you can have your own preference. Like, I like having the beard sometimes. This is like, I don't know, 10mm or something. Right? This is like basically a beard now. I like having the beard sometimes. I actually like being clean shaven sometimes, especially when I'm lean, because I've got very, very handsome like cheekbones and stuff when I'm lean. So I like changing it up. But if we're just here to maximize our appearance, you should be pushing for that dark stubble look. If you can't grow facial hair, you could consider using like minoxidil or some shit. I've never used that before. I'm brown, so like I shaved yesterday. This is what yeah, I can't remember the last time I shaved, but yeah, this still took me like a month or two, whatever. But you can have your own preference if you want to be clean shaven or if you want to grow a beard. I understand. I'm just going to tell you a brutal rule. For basically every guy who's got facial hair, apart from maybe 1% of us, your facial hair makes you look less attractive. Like, I want you to really think, bro, if your beard actually looks like mine, okay, it's pretty nice. I get compliments from girls a lot. I get girls who sit with me and they touch it, they like it, and it's sexy, whatever, okay, sure. But I've got decent genetics for it now, so I live a healthy life, and it's just, it's genetics, whatever, okay, awesome. But I'm telling you right now, most guys, especially white guys for this one, you look worse with the facial hair. Not that, like, bit of stubble's okay, but most guys don't have the stubble. They've got like the fucking pre-pube, you know the pube fucking, like, little bushy fucking weird thing, but you can't grow it fully. So you see how mine grows?
He's attacking me on a personal level again. He's talking about me.
Chances are, if you're watching this and you've got any facial hair, chances are it's actually literally losing viewpoints for no reason. But I think the reason why young men have this, because I had the same thing, is because you want a beard, you want to look more masculine and strong and intimidating, but you can't grow it. But you kind of like, you see a little bit, you're like, oh yeah, it looks proper nice, it's like beard, whatever. Like, it reminds me when I was in university, I did this, like, I saw there's like an Instagram poll or something, there was 2 different pictures where I was doing a vote between like clean shaven and beard. But like the beard picture, I didn't even have a fucking beard. It was like literally, there was no fucking, basically no hair in there. When I saw that picture again, I remember looking back thinking like, oh yeah, I've got a beard, which one's more attractive? Let's do this poll on Instagram. But I saw that the beard picture,
for some reason, my beard only grows like here down. It doesn't grow here. So like, there exists a video I made like a few weeks ago where I got a comment that was like, hey, shave off that fucking neck beard, because neck beards are not attractive. So now I'm like shaving all the time whenever it pops up. I no longer care about having like a big beard because I've realized that it doesn't look good. And I'm trying to look as good as possible.
and there wasn't a fucking beard there, it was like a scraggly little bit of fucking side burn hair. If I could go back in time, you know what I would do? I would either be clean shaven or just trimmed, or I'd try and just have a little bit of stubble for basically all of my life up until like,
but how does this look like?
Actually grow this fucking beard. You know how like you stop growing?
I think I look kind of like a Chad in this area at least, but maybe I am overestimating myself as usual.
Like when I was about 25 years old. Now it's like I grow it, it's shape nice, it's at good speed. So now is the time where I can consider it because it still looks attractive. But for most of my life, I was like, when I was 18, 19, 20, I wanted to be able to grow it because it kind of looks cool, maybe whatever. But it actually made me look worse. I'm telling you, for most of the guys watching this, you look worse because you've just got this scraggly, unaesthetic looking thing. Most guys watching this, you'd be better just grab your beard trim and take all the cap thing off and just fucking just go empty like this, so you don't really have any stubble. You got the smallest little specks because it's not like clean shaven. I'd go with that. All you can do, if you can grow it pretty evenly, I would put the little cap, the trimmer guard, and set it to 1mm, 2mm, 3mm, and no more. You should every single day, for most guys watching this, set it to 3mm and take it off. Because there's guys I meet all the time who've just got scraggly, puby looking hair. You know, because you're feeling insecure right now that this is you. And it's literally losing your points for free.
He's attacking me. He's attacking me.
You need to have this new cycle, like this self-image and identity, where you're not going for that caveman look that you kind of look up to, the high testosterone alpha male look, but rather more of the handsome look. Which for a lot of
That's
guys,
exactly what I just brought up.
Right now, maybe 5 years from now, it'll be like a full beard. But
I literally talked about it a minute ago.
Trust me when I say don't let it grow out when it's lowering your attractiveness. Of course, bro, don't fucking listen to me if you like it. Yeah, sure, go ahead. But you click on this fucking video because we're here to maximize our attractiveness. If you can grow a bit of beard, what I would suggest is just suck it up and just go to a barber. You trimming it, or this is me, me trimming my own beard myself, I swear, for some reason just makes it look so much worse than when a good barber does it. When I go to the barber, it's weird. It's like he'll just kind of trim it all, clean it up and stuff, and it'll look like it's fucking twice as thick and as like masculine. When I do it myself, it's like, you know, like what kind of you doing wrong? I don't know, like the fucking lining or whatever. But it's never that. It's like when a barber fucking does it, it just looks so much better. This is one of the few things that's really, really worth investing into, like, with your money. If you can grow it, go to a barber, get him to do it. If you can't grow much, then fine, you can do it yourself very, like, literally, just take you 30 seconds, grab the beard trimmer, boom, boom, boom. No, just go for more of a clean shaven look right now, and the stubble kind of grows out over the next few days, and you kind of maintain that 3mm guard or something. You can do it yourself. When you have more of a beard, and you want to maintain the beard, just go to a fucking barber. It's just so much better than someone else does. At least that's my own lesson. If you're sick of doing it yourself, get sure. I've obviously had a beard for fucking years, and still, a good barber fucking makes it look so much better than I possibly could do. BO smelly guys will be watching this saying, no, actually, I do my own thing. It's cool. I save time. I save money. But I'm telling you, look, we're here for looks, and I'm telling you, you can always tell when a guy is like, doing his own hair, doing his own fucking beard. If you happen to be a fucking barber doing it yourself, okay, sure. But I'm telling you, most guys are not fucking barbers. And even though you can cut your hair and your beard yourself, you shouldn't. I know people who do their own fucking hair and beard, and they literally are losing 1 or 2 points of attractiveness just because it's like it doesn't look good and it's just inconsistent. Their look has to change all the time. You want a good barber, then you
Do I look like I am doing it myself or like someone else, a barber has done it?
You basically sit down, don't even have to tell him what you want because he knows exactly what you want, and that just will boost your attractiveness so easily for the cost of like what, $50 a month or something. It's like fucking nothing to have an attractiveness boost. Now let's talk about the actual hair. Like I said, if you're in your 20s, ditch that gay hair look. You know what I mean? Of like the perm, the curls, the little TikTok boy broccoli head look. If you're young, I understand.
Who has curly hair in this day and age?
Most guys watching this do. If you're 16 years old or 18 years old, if you're 21 years old, you literally will benefit looking older. Well, basically, this is a weird thing, but basically, no person, no human actually gets an attractive boost looking older other than young men. Have you ever considered that? Like, older guys, they get an attractive boost when they look younger. Women get an attractive boost when they look younger. Obviously, not like fucking little teenage girls or anything. Women who are like 21 years old, 25 years old. They get an attractive boost when they still look like they're 18, 21 years old. Women who are 30 years old, 50 years old. Everyone wants to look younger. There's only one fucking group of people who should actually try to look older, and it is literally the young men. Now, don't look older by growing the shit beard like we spoke about, but your hair can be different. When you've got this TikTok boy, little broccoli fucking gay.
Does this ever look old?
You also look like a bit of a fucking bitch. Like, you look like a fucking conformist little asshole, basically. When you're dating retards in high school, okay, I understand, go for that. You're watching this video because you want to go from the TikTok boy to Chad transition. And for this, I'd say it's like, bro, just get like pretty standard hair. I would say don't go with any extreme. Don't go with the long, gay-looking hair, the TikTok boy little style. Don't do that shit. But also, I would say don't go for the bold look either. So I go bold sometimes, not like balding, but like I might be trying to fucking trim everything off. For seasons of my life where I'm saying, yeah, you know, fuck you to the fucking modern world. I'm about to lock in on something. I'm going monk world. So it's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to purposely look less attractive for the next few months, so I can kind of like recalibrate and not think about girls, whatever. So that works. The problem with me is like I look pretty fucking sexy when my hair's super, super short. So I'm still distracted. I'm not gonna lie. But I think it's an act of significance. I think every guy should just grab the beard trim once in their life and fucking buzz all this shit off and be like, yeah, fuck it. This is like Hamza 2.0. It's like the second version of myself. I'm sure that when I did this, it really helped me. Now, that is for your self-improvement and discipline. If you're about to go do a martial arts fight or something, yeah, fucking trim your hair off. So you're like, yeah, you know, for this season of my life, I'm just going to focus on this thing. But in terms of looks maxing, you are going to objectively look worse when you are bald compared to when you've got pretty decent hair. So what I would say is like, don't go for the extremes of 1 long TikTok boy gay hair and 2 caveman bald high testosterone look. Go in the middle, which is basically the kind of hair that I have right now, which is like it's medium size. The sides and back is shorter and it's faded and it's just swept up in like an attractive style. That's it. You don't have to do anything fancy with your hair. A lot of like the Hollywood celebrities have hair like this. I think it's called like an undercut or something like that, or fade or whatever. Like this. None of this gay extra little fucking like little curls or anything
So
like
it's
that.
called an
Super,
undercut.
super long. You could go with long hair.
So I'm gonna go to a barber and be like, please give me an
Particularly in the
undercut.
short style, you want to watch out for your spray all this estrogenic, endocrine, basically testosterone lowering fucking fragrances and this styling bullshit. Particularly that you just want to avoid, and you also want to avoid the super, super short hair look. So somewhere in the middle, hair like this or a faded buzz cut, which is like a little bit longer than obviously being bald, that's like a pretty good look for most guys. You'll never go wrong with
I tried to style my hair this morning, but my hair is apparently just too short that I don't know.
You can have it at any part of humanity and it looks kind of normal. Let's talk now about fashion. So I'm putting fashion near the end of this video because it's kind of pointless if you don't actually have an attractive face or a body. You know how there's all these little dorks on Instagram who wear the shirt tucked into the baggy pants and whatever? Yeah, they're attractive guys. Like, they're facially attractive guys. They've got good physiques. So fashion is like an extra add-on to it.
I wish I could have heard this 1 year ago. Like, there are videos on my channels that are now deleted. I guess you can see them on my playlist. If you go to my like channel homepage and you check the playlist, there are videos where I wear like a leather jacket and I'm like, look, I'm so attractive because I wear a leather jacket, but my face looks horrible. So it's just embarrassing.
Problem is, most guys who are kind of fucking ugly will go to fashion first. Why? Because you're a fucking little bitch pussy who's looking for something you can just quickly buy instead of actually having to build you. Fashion is stuff you put over your sort of layer of your skin, but your first thing in looks maxing should be on the layer of your skin. Like, it should be you naked, how you look. Fashion is just what goes on top of that. When you are already naked and you've got good physique and you've got good hair and facial hair and face and body fat percentage muscle, that's when fashion can add into it. So this isn't to say to ignore fashion that it does nothing, but it's to say make sure that you prioritize the other things first. And here's the brutal truth with fashion. Everyone thinks their own fashion style is the best, most aesthetic style. Everyone thinks that. I think the whole space is gay as fuck. So I just like, I have an alternative view to fashion. I will never see me fucking tell you, yeah, bro, like, you know, like this style or whatever. What I just say is that the rule with the clothes you wear is whatever you are the most confident in and you have the least kind of insecure thoughts with, that's the clothes you should be wearing. So online, everyone will, like on Instagram and on TikTok right now, the trend is like the baggy pants with the nice little shirt, the gay little handbag or something.
I have to disagree with this one. For such a long time, I felt confident wearing leather pants. Because I'm like, oh yeah, leather pants, it makes me stand out so much. But recently, I have been told by an actual subscriber of mine that I look very try hard with leather pants and I should instead wear like jeans, like standard jeans. It makes me, it looks way better on me than leather pants. So I have to disagree. I believe that the best style of you is to find the best style. You literally have to have a lot of self-awareness. You have to realize like your body type and your skin color and then dress accordingly to that. This is what I have recently learned in like a very brutal and harsh way. Like I have realized this like color theory that my skin is like on the like lighter and colder side, so the best clothes for me are usually like shades of green, like nuances of green and blue, for example. And I used to feel confident wearing like black clothes, like black shirt and black pants and black all the way down because I liked feeling edgy and cool, and so I felt so ultra masculine alpha male with black clothes. But then I have been informed that it looks very jarring with like black clothes on white skin. So what looks better on me instead is green and blue nuances instead of black. And like white clothes even look better on me. So no, I have to disagree with Hamza here. It's not the clothes you are the most confident wearing. It's clothes that suit your body type and your skin color. And in order to find out like what suits you, you have to like be aware of like your body type, your color. You need to have a lot of like self-awareness, which is what I had to do.
And that's fine, it's a pretty aesthetic look, for sure. But I remember a few years ago, TikTok and Instagram were like, before TikTok was even a thing, Instagram was like not really that popular. And I used to go on this other website called Reddit. And on Reddit, there was a page called Male Fashion Advice. And
Everyone knows what Reddit is.
Any random pages and ask for advice on becoming more attractive. Everyone would send you over to this page called Male Fashion Advice. And I swear to God, it was the most gay fucking thing ever, where like these little faggots online would tell everyone to buy the same thing that they were buying, which was these gay little brown chinos and a tucked in shirt with a little fucking gay little button and everything. Like everyone basically suggested to go for this particular trend, like everyone's doing now on Instagram with the baggy pants and whatever, right? And like most fucking insecure young guys, I tried it and I felt like a fucking gay little pussy, bro. I sat there in my fucking brown chinos, tucked in shirt, felt like a fucking faggot on my way to university, like, you know, with my book bag, with my top button done up and everything, looking smart and stuff. And I just remember looking back now, it's like, that was so inauthentic to me and my style. It was only, like, when I was doing that, I was literally a fucking kissless virgin, bro. I had kissed a few girls, but I was like, literally a fucking virgin, and I dressed like one. And most of these guys, like this fashion advice, when you're looking for fashion, you'll dress like a fucking virgin as well. It's only when you start dressing like the sort of version of yourself that you want to be, that's when you get this big energy. So I went from dressing like, just imagine me in this like fucking tucked in shirt and this tucked in little fucking polo shirt, skinny little.
When I tried to dress like the version of myself I wanted to be, no one was attracted to me. I realized that you have to dress as the version that you are, rather than you as the version you want to be.
And I started to wear tracksuits with puffer jackets with like a hoodie inside. And you look like a bit of a fucking like bad man, like a bit of a gangster kind of like look in the UK style. And I felt so much more confident, sexy, attractive, and like not like a fucking attractive guy. That then my energy was different as well. Instead of being the feebly like, can I kiss you? It was I turned into the version of me that I actually started to respect and girls started wanting. And so my lesson to you is, you see all these trends where everyone's certain like this is the fashion, this is the one that appeals to the female gaze. But the truth is, bro, there's women who are attracted to all kinds of fashion. There's women who like, bro, there's girls who get fucked by guys in tracksuits, right? So don't you think that the Instagram reel that shits on guys on track who wear tracksuits saying, yeah, that's not good fashion. It doesn't fucking matter. It's like there's a lot of girls who are attracted to guys who wear that. There's a lot of girls who are attracted to guys who wear the full fucking three-piece suit bullshit, gym clothes, whatever. It basically, any style will fucking work for you to get girls. It's just the truth. Any style, whether you wear pants or shorts or a fucking suit to the fucking gym, any style can fucking work. The lesson is, which one will work for you? And it's the weird idea is, where you have zero thoughts about what you're wearing when you're wearing it. If you wear something and every time you go past the mirror you have to like readjust it and you're like, oh, it looks a bit gay, but you know, this is what the fucking gay little Instagram reels are talking about, that's not going to work for you, even though that's the style that's going trendy right now, like the baggy pants and the tucked in shirt or whatever. What's going to get you the most attraction, like from women, is the one where you've got the biggest dick energy in it. So what is that for you? You've got to go find it out. You can go try.
That advice literally ruined my dating life. No one was attracted to me when I felt like I dressed in like the big dick energy style. Do not listen to this. Dress according to like color theory and that, once again.
I actually feel worse because I just don't like how the fucking material feels on me. I don't like wearing fucking multiple layers and big pants or some shit. I'm not a fucking pussy who's like dressing for fucking fashion. I like mostly just wearing gym clothes, and I have no problem at all attracting female gaze with that. In fact, my only problem is I attract too much of the female gaze and it becomes too much of a fucking distraction in my life. It's just a good fucking problem to to have, which is a problem that I swear to God none of these little fucking pussy fashion influencers have in their lives. So take it from someone who's actually doing good in this space in terms of looks maxing and actually what looks maxing is for, which is to attract women. I'm telling you, there's no one style that you need to follow. No advice online I've yet to find is actually good. Everyone online is like, oh yeah, improve your fashion, bro. Buy a suit and make sure you get us tailored. And I'm like, what are you on about? Fucking yeah, go get your suit tailored. Like, what the fuck? Why you gotta go on a date and turn up with a fucking suit? Are you honest, bro? Bro, most of the dates I've been on, I don't even wear a fucking shirt. I guarantee my fucking clothes rate is like 10 times more than yours. But it's not the fucking suit, it's the fucking man inside. I know that's like a cliche thing. It's not the clothes, it's the man inside. You take a fucking G, put him inside of any of these different fashion senses, and he's still gonna fuck. You take a little wig to put him inside any one of these, including the fucking baggy pants trend that's on Instagram right now, and girls might comment, oh, this is what we really like. Who gives a fuck what the girls say? This is the fashion they like. Why the fuck would you ever listen to a woman with her fucking opinions of what she's attracted to? It's fucking terrible at knowing what they're attracted to. No girl would take my outfit and post it on Instagram like, oh, when he wears this. But it's okay, it's fine, it doesn't fucking matter. So, that being the case, you gotta understand, fashion is not actually for the woman. It's which one do you get least distracting thoughts with. Let's say you're going on a date and you wear this shirt, proper nice shirt, and you feel a little bit weird about it, when you're getting ready, you're looking at it a little bit. I'm telling you, that's not the shirt way which is gonna let you fuck tonight. Even though that shirt is objectively more fashionable, I'm telling you, you're better off just wearing a t-shirt that you feel fucking confident, you're hyping yourself up and stuff. It's that energy that actually wins you a woman's heart. Does that make sense to you? So fashion, in my opinion, is incredibly overrated in terms of the trend that people will tell you, this style or this style. What's the most important part of fashion is that you feel good inside of it.
Why is he yapping forever about an advice I have already said is horrible? How long is this video? Okay, only 7 minutes left and it's sped up. Okay, thank goodness.
But you've got to figure out for yourself which kind of outfits give you that big energy and you wear them. For me,
no, you have to figure out for yourself which clothes suit you the best.
I like buying gym
That is what I had to learn the hard way.
Websites like Gym King and Gymshark, whatever, and I buy the matching set, which basically means you buy the sort of bottoms, like the pants or the shorts, which also either comes with or has the same style of shirt or hoodie. So when you have, like, imagine it's like this, I don't know, dark red shorts with also the dark red shirt that kind of comes with it, where you see like the model wears the same. You know what I mean? Like they're wearing the same kind of bottom and top, same color, same style. It was released in the same sort of set, whatever. I really like that look, so that's what I go for. I wear like the same shorts and the same shirt from the set, but that looks way better than getting like shorts from this place, shirt from this place, and matching it together. I remember it's like how the outfit goes together is quite important compared to just, oh yeah, these shorts look good and this shirt looks good. But when you put them together, it's like, yeah, it's okay. But when you get decent shorts, decent shirts, and they came in the same fucking set. Do you understand what I mean? Like imagine you go on one of those gym websites and you'll see like the other pictures of the model and it says like, oh, shorts, €25 or shirt, whatever. You'll often see the model wearing the sets together, where it's the shorts and the shirt in the same color, the same style. I buy the two together. They're often not included together, but like I buy the two together. And when I wear that, I feel like fucking, that's like almost like fitness influencer outfit basically. That's what I personally like. And I have a feeling like if you watch a lot of my videos, you'll probably like that same style. So the autistic step for guys like us, go onto these gym websites, gymking.com, Gymshark, and all these random ones you can think of, Nike or whatever, and find the sets where the short or the pants is the same color and style as the shirt or the hoodie or whatever, and then make sure you wear them together. Don't wear mismatching sets, wear them together. This is, you know when you see like a bad bitch in the gym, like a really hot girl in the gym, she usually is wearing a matching set where she's got like the leggings and the shirt, which are the same one. It just goes well together. There's a reason why it's like, it looks like a real outfit compared to individual pieces. That's at least my advice, and that's what's worked well for me. And the final part of this guy is having a Chad Instagram profile. If you don't want to use Instagram, okay, fine, sweet. But if you have an Instagram, you may as well make it fucking good, because otherwise people...
I have Instagram, but it only has like 200 followers.
It's just the truth, and you know this, you may as well make it good, right? So most people will literally vet you by your Instagram. They will ask for you for your Instagram when you're making friends, when you meet a girl. Here, for example, you'll get a girl's number, but she'll often ask for your Instagram as well, because they just want to vet you and see, have you made an Instagram that actually makes you look good, and also do you take good aesthetic pictures? Do you look like the main character on your own Instagram, or do you look like a fucking little beta male fan or something? So there's a few tips I've got with your Instagram. Go for the more masculine aesthetic look in your Instagram.
This explains why usually a girl asks you for your Instagram and then you never hear from her again.
And pose for the female gaze. So what I wrote this down is, take the kind of pictures that you would use on Tinder and put them on your Instagram. Don't pose like an Indian bodybuilder. Like I want you to think of like some shitty gym in India with some guys taking a picture on his fucking Samsung, and he's like this shit, you know, like some young guy, but he thinks, oh yeah, see, I look muscular, so this will get me girls.
I can link to my Instagram in the description. You can see I have already posted a bunch of thirst traps on Instagram. Not just to get girls, but because in order to get successful like on Instagram, I try to copy other like successful influencers, so I was posting a lot of like pictures where I like sit with muscles and I squint my eyes because it looks cool, and I got no success, so I don't really agree with what he is saying here. What I started posting on Instagram now is instead more like self-help advice, kind of like my personal journey, kind of like what I do here on YouTube, because I think it is quite refreshing on a platform where otherwise people are only like posting fake versions of themselves, I guess.
We just happen selfie where you've got a nice six-pack or something. That's the kind of look where you use those pictures for your Tinder profile or for your dating apps, and it's the same type of pictures that work well for your Instagram. So just think about, don't think of Instagram as this place to just post random pictures. If you're using Instagram to display your looks, to attract girls, post onto Instagram the same type of pictures that you know would do well on Tinder and dating apps, which is way less of like looking as big as possible and grunting whilst you're taking, like a bicep picture or something, but more about the leanness, especially of your midsection of your abs, and the sort of like sexy look that you do when you're like grunting like this shit. That's like a picture you post with the boys, like for the boys, we just on a high, we send it into the group chat or something. But in terms of like attracting girls on Instagram, you definitely don't want to be like, you get my point, right? There's so many guys because of like my niche and my culture who follow me, and I'll see it and I'll be like, I know for a fact you're still trying to get laid from Instagram. I know for a fact you're still trying to like speak to girls on Instagram. And if that's the case, fucking admit it to yourself. Now, look, if you're specifically posting on Instagram to get fitness clients or something, yeah, sure, posting you looking as big as possible, okay, makes sense. But if you want to use Instagram as an asset to help you with dating, make sure you post the things that would actually help you with fucking dating. So you look more aesthetic, you look high status. Don't just take a picture with like your shitty fucking ugly room or in your like low status fucking bathroom that's dirty with like those like watermarks on the mirror or something. Go to the fanciest fucking place you can go, the fancy restaurants, and take pictures there. Go with your friends.
I already did that. It did not work.
Look at some of my Instagram. My Instagram's a bit mixed because it's a bit like a business reason.
I like to upload. I like to go to like fancy restaurants and upload Instagram pictures and pretend that, oh yeah, I paid for it because I'm rich. I used to do that. It was horrible. So now I am like more authentic instead.
Inside of that program I mentioned to you, by the way, I literally have a shirtless pictures guide. So the type of pictures on how to step-by-step take them to get more matches on dating apps and also more likes on social media. So, because I've never really seen guides like that before, so I did like a whole step-by-step ebook, all that kind of stuff, bro. It's inside of this program. I'll link in the description. Goodbye. Click and watch this video. Do that work, especially when you don't feel like it.
Okay. That was it. Subscribe so that I can become rich. I will repay you. I will do my best to reward you if you help me get rich.